Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. How are we all doing? Anybody seen any aliens lately? No, probably not. Never mind. I live in hope. So last night I made a couple of really long videos, nothing to do with Meghan, all about my boat, this boat and our old boat. And Graham was editing it together this morning. I wake up. I thought I'd just check up on old Megsy. I'll just Google her. And I see there's been bombs overnight. Now, this is, again, just without really having delved into the subject. I've literally just seen it. I've read an article on Sky News, and I see it's the Telegraph in Britain that apparently has broken this story. That after the Oprah interview, when Meghan accused a member of the royal family of being racist, oh no, sorry, she never said that, the press made that up, it was unconscious bias, which is a completely different thing, blah, 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 you know, about the colour of Archie's skin, that apparently King Charles, as he was then, the Prince of Wales, wrote to her, so that a letter exists, according to the Telegraph, apparently, and that she wrote back. And that in both letters, the member of the family has been named. Now, where do I begin? Where do I begin? Only a few days ago, I made a video explaining that she's not going to go down the toilet without screaming crazy. Remember me saying this? Okay, so here we go. And it begins. And I did promise you we will see some crazy stuff. Now, on the face of this, I'm thinking, who are the sources that have leaked this information to the Telegraph? This is just on the face of it, and this is without knowing any of the details. And I have no idea. And they will never reveal their sources. I know that for a fact. Firstly, let's look at the Telegraph as a newspaper for those that are not familiar. The Telegraph is probably the poshest newspaper in the United Kingdom. I believe it was the Telegraph who first dropped the story of Tiara Gate, and we know that's true because Meghan confirmed it herself and Harry included it in his book. So, as I've said many times, newspapers don't just make stuff up. There has to be substance. So I believe it was the Telegraph that leaked Tiara Gate, Tights Gate, Flower Girl Gate, whatever you want to call it. And I think I'm right in saying, but I could be wrong, always double check everything I say. I think it was the Telegraph who leaked the bullying stories, or was it the Times? No, I think it might have been the Times and Valentine Lowe. Now, the Times also is an incredibly posh newspaper. The Times and the Telegraph are posh newspapers. So who's leaked the fact that there's been an exchange of letters between Meghan and King Charles? Could it be King Charles, who's been a Windsor, of course, all his life? Never complain, never explain, keep your mouth shut. He's very much his mother's son in that respect. Could it be his camp? Who never talked, never leaked. They don't say anything. They keep everybody guessing. Or could it be Meghan's team that has leaked the existence of these letters? Meghan, who has not been included to the coronation. Now, for those of you that haven't read about what these letters are about, this is all being billed as the reason, the excuse as to why Meghan is not attending his coronation. And the excuse is that he wrote to her after Oprah saying, "I'm so sorry you were hurt." And the remark that somebody said was not meant in a malicious way. And that she replied, thanking him for his kind words, and again naming that member of the family and saying that she understood that it was not said in a malicious way. However, she did not feel that he had done anything to address her concerns of racism, unconscious bias, whatever, within the royal family. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough for her. Who does he think he is? He was the Prince of Wales. Who's that woman? Who did that woman think she was? The Queen of England? Who do these people think? Don't they know who they're dealing with? I mean, I love listening to Lady C when she does that, because she sums it up. She really sums it up. Who do these people think they are? I'm a proud woman of colour. I was a star of Suits. You know, that's the thing. Now, the thing is, Meghan, obviously having been within the Windsors and being married to Harry, pillow talk and stuff, she will know things about the Windsors. And so she is in a tremendous position of power, actually, to just release whatever she wants. Well, that's what she'll be thinking. I'm in power, you know, I can release this bomb, I can release that bomb. And we all know, we all knew it was coming. Everybody won the bet, didn't they? Everybody won the bet. And this is just the beginning. There'll be more the closer we get to the coronation. But she needs a better excuse than she was afraid of the booze. Because basically, if she wants to get any work in Hollywood, it's not a very good advert to go to the United Kingdom and be booed on the world stage. Who's really going to want to give her a starring role in anything if they see that in real life she's booed and booed and booed, and that the public in the UK don't like her? That's the fear of the booze. It's not just, you know, bad enough being booed. I'm not saying I'd like it. I don't think anybody would like it. But then if you don't want to be booed, maybe don't shit on everybody, you know, from a great height in front of the whole world. Perhaps try that method. But no, that she can't see things in any other way. So I deeply suspect that it is her camp that has released the letter, which brings up something very important. Wasn't there a case precedent where when somebody writes a letter in their own fair hand, I suppose, or a creation, it becomes their copyright? Wasn't there a case? I'm just casting my mind back and thinking, didn't somebody else once write a letter to their father, and their father showed bits of it to the Daily Mail, who published it? So if anyone from Meghan's camp, or Meghan herself, were thinking of publishing a single word that Charles wrote to her, isn't there already an established precedent? And also vice versa, if it was King Charles who's leaked this information, because we all know that the biggest problem on his plate right now is Meghan Markle not. But she's trying to make herself be the biggest problem. Attention, you know. So that will be very interesting if it was her camp that released it. I hope she realises that she tied her own hands legally in Markle versus Associated Newspapers. Remember them misremembering? Oh, did I misremember all that? Or maybe it didn't happen. So apart from the fact that there's that legal knot, shall we say, wrinkle, how unbelievably cheeky. How unbelievably, the gall of it, actually, the gall of it. Her late Majesty wrote to me once, and I have shown pictures of the letter, but I redacted it. I covered up all words. And no one is really interested in the letter that the Queen sent me, or that I sent the late Queen. But I just felt, you know, polite, good manners. I even blocked out the lady in waiting's name that had signed it on Her Majesty's behalf, because I thought, you know, it's private, just to show respect. But clearly I can see where this is heading, can't you? I can see where this is heading. And of course the Telegraph, it's a scoop, it's a big scoop. And it does it. I mean, I just can't see it being any of the Windsors. I can't see it being the palace. I can't see it being their side. Their focus is the coronation. That's their worry. That's what they want to do at the moment. I just can't see it being their side. For what benefit? She's not coming, that's it, done and dusted. Harry is going. And now, she says, the source apparently has said that the reason she can't attend the coronation is because that the unconscious bias, racism, whatever you want to call it, is unresolved. They haven't done good enough. It's not good enough. But that didn't stop her attending the Jubilee. That didn't stop her attending Her late Majesty's funeral. Oh, she was there for it. That hasn't stopped her demanding places on the balcony, allegedly, has it? So no, it is because she could not face being booed. And what she can't stand now is that everybody knows that that's the reason that she's not going, because she couldn't stand being booed, and that she knows she'll never work again. I mean, they drowned it out with some St Paul's with the bells before, but I think that the momentum has built more now, and there could well be South Park placards. That's another thing she's afraid of. and she just can't afford to have Hollywood know that. So she's got to create a new stink bomb, a new fear for everybody. Oh, is she going to release the name of that particular family member? So, I mean, it's a bit blackmaily, isn't it? A bit blackmaily. And it will be interesting to see what happens. I don't think it will affect the royal family adversely at all. I think all this is going to do is hurt her more and more and more. I think the worry a lot of people have had all along is, you know, she says these things and damages the royal family, but actually the reality is she's made the royals more popular because a lot of people have got somebody like this in their lives, in their families. They you know, they can sympathise. And her fan base is shrinking. I mean, it's talk about ever decreasing circles. It's dwindling to next to nothing. I mean, she's got some front and she just doesn't learn, and she's going to reveal to the world her type of character more and more and more the closer we get to the coronation. So that's the excuse. She's not going because King Charles didn't write a grovelling enough letter to her, which will probably be released to the public for the public to read. And I do feel for the Windsors, because our two personal psychopathic narcissists, when they have done things in the past, they don't consider if it's going to hurt themselves at all. That goes out the window. Their desire and hatred and their need to create pain on another human being is so overwhelming that they don't care if it damages them. And they have damaged themselves, horribly damaged themselves over the years through their own actions. And also, reminds me, last year H.G. Tudor did a series, because a lot of you have asked me, do I subscribe? I do. I've subscribed to old Tudor for a long time. Last year he did a video, and maybe some of you should go back and watch it. He did a whole series, a countdown, the top 10 people that Meghan Markle should be the most afraid of. And in each episode, he started with the least threatening to her. And each episode he did building up to number one. The one person that Meghan Markle should really, truly fear is herself. And he was right. 100% right. I love that guy. I love that guy. He is a public service. So, I'm certain a lot of you will have thoughts and opinions on this. And again, it's interesting to watch the behavioural pattern as it unfolds, and so predictable. And it will get worse and worse and worse. The nearer the time, the screams will get louder, the crazy will get crazier. And of course there will be something released on the day. And no, I don't believe it's going to be photographs of Archie and Archie's birthday. I don't believe that. That's not strong enough. It's to knock the coronation off the front pages. I dread to think it'll be something dramatic. And I refer back to my video where, you know, I think it was last week, where I said it will be some sort of security breach, that it'll be something devastating, or a new surprise man, or maybe both. But I mean, security. We've heard nothing about anything else except security, haven't we? From security and privacy, ever since she came into the royal family. As always, thank you very much for listening.